today we are going to start with object oriented programming. What is that object oriented programming? So today actually in that object oriented programming we are going to consider everything as a real time objects. So real time objects in the sense you can take a employee, we can take a customer, we can take a dog, we can take a TV, big table, bench, and light, whatever you see in your, whatever you can able to see in your eyes. So everything we are going to consider as a real-time objects. Okay. So every objects, it's going to have its own attributes and its functionalities like behavior. What is the I said the attributes and the behavior? They're simple. See, for example, we are going to relate our programming language with the real time things. For example, you can take a customer, right? So, or you can take a employee or customer, you can take dog, car, then television, so you can take anything, then marker, mobile, so everything is a real time objects. Okay, so every object it's going to have its own attributes. What is attribute? So attribute in the sense knowing things. Knowing things means, for example, if you, what are the things the employee can have? So it's the every employee identified by their name, then ID, then their address. Address, it's a multiple property value. So address can have multi-value properties. So you can have door number, street, then city, then country, then pin code of the location. Okay, then ID, name, then age, qualification, then designation, then salary. Okay, so these are the properties. Okay, now, so why we are why we have told these all the attributes? Because based on the attributes only we are going to do the behavior in the sense, what are the employee can do? Employee, so we can do the calculate salary. Okay, then what? Then get address of the employee. So these are the behaviors. Then as of now there will be two behaviors. Okay, so these are the attributes and these are the behavior. Okay, so that's why we are going to consider everything as a real time object. So you can take now customer. So there is no big difference between employee and customer, because customer also is going to have the same properties: ID, name, age, qualification, designation. Then we can say it's whether the customer is a privileged customer or normal customer. So that comes under category, customer category. You can, for example, you want to have for the customer, you can say customer, same attributes with the customer category. Okay, so these are the categories of the details of the customer. So but when you see the address is going to be the common one. Okay, then when you talk about behavior, the same two behavior we can take. So that's what we are going to take related information about the employee or customer, so that we can do some operations with that. Okay, then you can take dog. Okay, um, dog, what are the things it can have? Dog, its breed, okay, color, then age, whatever. Okay, so what are the behavior of the dog? Behavior is, we can say, behaviors, it will bark, right? It will bark, then it can be hungry. Okay, so these are the some behavior of the dog. So now you can, so that's why I'm giving multiple examples. Then you can say car. So when you take a car, what are the attributes can have? It can have color, then brand, then price, what things others, it's a cubical capacity, we can say cc, cubic capacity. So then the category, whether it is hatchback or we can say category. Okay, so you can have the attributes of the car, then you can have some behavior. So you should have to, now you can able to identify the real-time object, then its behavior. So the behavior is get car details. Okay, then get maximum power. So these are the some behavior of the car. Okay, so whenever you consider any object, you can able to identify its attributes and its behavior. This is the basic structure of object. Okay, so this is what we are going to consider everything in our object oriented programming. So what are the classifications are there in the object oriented programming? The first one is class, then objects, then inheritance, then in encapsulation it comes under class. Okay, then polymorphism. So these are the main pillars of your object oriented programming: classes, object, inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism. Okay, sometimes they will ask what are the 4 pillars of object oriented programming, right? So these are the, okay, classes, object, inheritance, encapsulation and polymorphism. Okay, so today we are going to see classes and object. Okay, so what is class first? Basically it's a blueprint or structure. Okay, what is blueprint? So whenever we are studying some colleges or schooling, right, they will say it should have 10 2 marks, right? They will divide it actually. In 100 marks, they will say 15 1 mark, then 10 2 marks, then 5 5 marks, then 5 10 marks. So they will divide like that, right? So this is the structure, it should have the particular question paper, right? The same thing, the class is also, it's a blueprint which is going to have attributes and behavior of the object, which means, so we have created something, right, for the employee. So for example, when you take employee is a class, okay, so employee is a class, okay, then it must have these attributes, then behaviors. So these are the behavior of the employee, okay. So now this is called a class, okay. So the class is going to have its attributes, then its behavior, okay. This is called a class. So class is a blueprint which is going to have member data and member functions, right? So this member functions will operate the member data, will operate on member data, okay. Guys, do you have any doubt what is class and object? So they will ask what is class in Java. So class is a blueprint. You have to say like this: a class is a blueprint or structure which is going to have member data and member functions. For example, you can take the example of employee. So the employee attributes are the common attributes you have to say. Then methods are, we can calculate salary, we can get the address of the employee. These are the two methods. So the combination of these member data and member functions, we can say that is class, okay. So they may ask when you are attending interview what is class and object, okay. So you have to ready to explain this thing, okay. So now we'll start with the object oriented programming. We'll write some programs. So basic. And what is object? So instance of class. So instance of the class called object, okay. So here if you say employee is a class, it can have any number of objects. See, for example, you can take Jack is one of the object, okay. Then Mark is one of the object, okay. Then Spider. So you can have any if we can create any number of objects to the particular employee, okay. Then now, so we can have any number of objects. See, because one organization can have any number of objects, right? So now this object can have the copy of this member data and member functions, okay. That we will discuss. See, as of now, one class can have any number of objects. Object is going to have one copy of member data and member functions. It can access this member data and member function for the particular employee, okay. You can consider like this: object is going to have copy of the class, that's it, okay. So how we can create the class? So we know already, when you create a class, you have to give the class name, delete the existing one, okay, and create a new project. So we'll create one class, new package, and give demo. Then create a class, new class. I will create a employee is a class name, and I will create the method, main method. Okay, now the class is created. Okay, where I can declare my member data and member function. That's what I said, right? So that combination of member data and member functions is called a class. Okay, so here is a employee is a class, right? So here I will write string employee name. Okay, string employee ID. Inspect. Int. Okay. So as of now, int employee salary. Okay. So as of now, I'll be considering 3 member data. So employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. So these are the member data of the employee just I have created. Now I want to create methods. Okay, so day 1 itself I want to say there will be some getter and setter methods for the employee. So this is a common practice followed by every organization, and it's a common practice. So using the getter and setter methods. Okay, so by default Java will generate, but the first day we will generate manually so that you will get to know what is the purpose of having the getter and setter methods. Okay, so now what is the getter method, what is setter method? So basically it is very simple. When you say setter method, it's going to set the value to the member variables. Then get the get, in the sense it's going to get the value from it's going to get the value of your member data. Why I am going to have that thing is the variables must be by default it's a private, but still you need to mention that is a private. Okay, so member variables I declared as a private. So now you cannot access this member data. Okay, you cannot access this member data from the outside of the class. What is that? Why I am saying member data can be accessed the outside of the class? See, when you come to this main method, so in this main method, if it is private, you cannot access. Okay, this is called encapsulation. Okay, so so basically the encapsulation is the conceptually what we used to say is encapsulation is wrapping up of member data and member functions within a single unit. Is called encapsulation. Okay, so what is here member data and member functions? So if you see, this is your member data. and member functions we are going to create it. Okay, so we are going to the wrap, in the sense we are going to we are going to you can say one example. You have seen some capsules, right? How that capsule will be formed. So the plastic covers will be on outside, the inside there is a drug. Okay, so you can take that example. The drug is your member data and member functions, and the plastic cover is your employee. Okay, that's what capsule, encapsule. Capsule in the sense that the drugs are covered by the class. Member data and member functions covered by the class. How we are going to cover? We are going to declare the we are going to cover our private variables. We are going to declare the variables as a private, and for example I am giving some value over here. I will give you some example. So here I am giving the employee name is, I will give Jack. Okay, then employee I am giving 101. Then I am giving the employee salary as 2500. Okay, oh, employee ID is a string. Okay, we can mark it as, usually the employee string must be integer, because employee ID, so every organization following the same standard, employee ID must be integer. Okay, I am giving the salary is 12,500. Okay, so now I want to access these variables outside of the class. We'll see how it is possible or not. For example, also when you want to access those variables, you need object. Okay, because it's under now employee, right? So you need to create object. Okay, we will see the syntax of creating object, then we will do that instead of directly writing. So how we can create object? So as I said, object is a instance of class. If for example I want to create object for the employee, so yeah, so Jack equal to new employee of. So already you know what is the purpose of the new keyword, you know already. Okay, so new is a operator which is going to allocate memory dynamically. We have used the same new keyword while creating integer array. Hope you are knowing that. Okay, so what I have done is I have created object for the employee. Now the Jack having the copy of your member data and member functions. That's it. So the same way I am going to do it here. I will write employee, I am creating Jack. Okay, then Jack equal to new employee of. Okay, okay, so here I have created using two lines. I have declared, then I have created. You can create directly also within one line also. The employee, I want to create Mark equal to new employee of. The single line also we can able to create. So okay, so now I want to access that. Okay, so I can create now Jack dot employee ID. So you see here, these are the private variables still I can able to access, because these things are inside the employee. Okay, that's what I can able to access. Okay, so you can able to access using Jack dot employee ID. So it will give you the ID of the employee. Okay, let's see, I will write one good example. So if I want to access the employee name, so that you can write Jack dot employee name. Okay, then I want to access jack dot employee salary. Okay, so how you are accessing this member data? Using the dot operator. Okay, so now you can able to access ID, name and your salary. Why I can able to access is this attributes of your class, all the things are available inside the class, so that you can able to access. Now I will create one more class. Okay, class address. Okay, in this address I will have uh, private string. Okay, I will have city, then city is I am giving Chennai. Okay, now I want to access this city from this employee class. So before accessing this Chennai, you need to create object for the address class. Okay, so I will create object address addr equal to new address of. Okay, now okay, then addr dot, see it is not accessible now. Can you able to see this city here? You cannot see actually. So you cannot see city. If you write city also, it will throw the error, because this private, see this also showing here. So change visibility of city to package. Okay, so you cannot access the private variable outside the class. Okay, you can see this now. You cannot access. Why you cannot access? Because it's a private variable and it is present in the outside the class, so you cannot access. Okay, so these are the areas, encapsulation will come to the picture. So encapsulation in the sense, see, conceptually we can say wrapping up of member data and member functions, so that it will be so that we are covering this everything inside the one single unit, that is called class. Okay, so how we can access the private variable outside the class? So what we are going to do is, we are going to write some public methods so that we can able to access. So I am going to write one public method. Okay, public get city. So the return type is string. Okay, then return city. So you can write this dot city. As of now it will work. We'll tell you that separate example what is the use of city that this given. Okay, so now instead of so instead of now I want to access this city, so you can what is the class address. Okay, so now you can say string city equal to addr dot get city. Okay, Now it will not throw any error, so you can directly city of the employee is, we can say city. This is called your getter method. Chennai. Okay. So hope you can able to understand now. So it's a private variable, so we cannot access outside the class. Okay. We cannot access the outside class. How we are accessing? We are creating one public method and we are accessing it. So this is what that encapsulation concept will work. Okay. So you can, when they are asking in your interview what is encapsulation, have you implemented encapsulation in your project? Okay. So in Java perspective, you can take this example. In Selenium perspective, while explaining the concept, I will tell you where they have implemented encapsulation. So what you have to do is, in conceptually you can say wrapping up of member data and member functions within a single unit. This is called encapsulation, the first point. The second point is how you have implemented in the sense. So I have declared member data as a private variables and I am accessing that private variables using the public methods, right? So this is called encapsulation. Close it. So they will understand in Java perspective. In Selenium perspective, how you have implemented in your automation project, that I will tell you how you can answer that question. Okay. So now okay, so now I want to generate getter and setter methods. Okay, so I will remove this assigned values, because when you generate a getter and setter methods, you are going to set the value, you are going to get the value. Okay, so these are the member data of the employee, which means attributes. Okay, so I will create the methods now. Okay, so as I told, getter in the sense, this is your get method, right? What we have done, we are getting the value from the class. See here what it has done, address.getCity, it is getting the value of the member data. So don't confuse. Okay, so getter method in the sense is going to get the value, that's it. So for getting the value, we need to write a method for the member data. So for every member data, you need to write member method, because these are the private variables, they cannot access the main method. Okay, that is what we are writing the getter methods. So this so as of now, this employee variable, right? So that employee name, employee ID, employee salary, these variables are available inside the employee class. So it is visible, even though it is private, it is visible inside the main method. Okay, because both are inside. So inside the class only we have created the main method. Don't confuse, because why we can able to access is, it is inside the class. So private variables are we can able to access inside the class. It won't have visibility when it is outside. So don't confuse why it is inside, why it is outside. Why it is outside, it cannot access also, and it is our inside, so that we can able to access directly, we can able to access, right? So now I will write how we can write the getter and setter methods for the employee name. So getter in the sense, we need to get the value. So public, okay, then it should return the string, then get employee name, return employee name. Okay, then public int get employee ID, return employee ID. Okay, then public int get employee salary. Okay, return
Shiva, I have doubt.
yeah, tell me.
For every method, we need to add get. For example,
Every
you
member
mentioned
yeah, every member data you need to have getter methods.
Shiva.
I'm not getting what is it.
Okay, okay, Shiva.
So every member data, okay, this is a every company follow this standard. So simply we can say employee name equal to Jack, then we can able to print it. Okay, so from the beginning I want you guys needs to follow the some standard. Okay, so this is a standard form of accessing the member data. You should not access any member data directly. That is the concept. You should not access. Okay, so you should access via the methods using these getter methods. Also, when you want to assign the value to the member data, you need to assign public um, void set employee name. Okay, string emp name. Okay, okay, so now if you see okay, we'll go with the simple example, then I will give you why it is. Okay, mp name, then employee name equal to emp name. Okay, now public set employee ID. So here I am not going to return any value, just I am going to assign the value to the member data. Void set employee ID int. I will copy this. So this dot employee ID equal to employee ID. Okay, now you see these two methods having some differences. Okay, so here what's happening here is first I will tell you what is this keyword. Okay, so this is a keyword. This is also one of the interview question in Java. Okay, this is a keyword. Keyword which denotes the current object. Okay, what is it which denotes the current object? Which means whenever I say this, okay, so this means which denotes the current object means the currently active object. Okay, see anyhow you are going to call this method, right? Set employee ID. So now which means currently called object it will denote. So this dot employee ID. Okay, okay, so this is a simple thing. This is a keyword which denotes the current object. Why I have initiated here? Why I have not used here? That may be your question, right? So whenever your parameter, okay, so this whenever this the parameter and your instance variable are same. Got it? So your parameter and your instance variable, so these are the instance variables. Okay, whenever the variables are available under the class, these are the instance variable. Okay, so whenever the method parameter and the instance variable names are same, okay, here it is not same, so automatically it will identify. Why I am saying is, you are going to receive one value, you are assigning that value to the this variable. This is the concept actually. The use of set method is, you will send some value from your main method, that value will be received in this area, and you are assigning that value to the your instance variable, because it has no value as of now, so you need to assign that value. So those kind of situations, you can create your member variable and your parameter name can be same. When it is same, you should say that which variable belongs to the instance variable. So here if you see, when this employee ID and this employee ID is same, okay, so now I'm assigning that value, uh, this employee ID value to the this employee ID. So when you should say this dot employee ID equal to this employee ID. That's what, whenever this method parameter and instance variable is common, okay, you should differentiate your instance variable with the your method parameter. That is what this denotes the current object instance. The current object instance is this employee ID. This is your local variable. So local variable, you need to differentiate your local variable with the instance variable. So how you are differentiating? Using the this keyword. But in this situation, your local variable and instance variable is different, so no need to mention here this. If you mention also, that's not an issue. Always this is a keyword which denotes the instance variable. Okay, and get city public void set city here string city. Okay, we don't have city, right? So name, ID, salary. So name, ID, salary. So we have written everything, I think. Get employee name, get employee ID, get employee salary. Set employee name, set employee ID, set employee salary. Set employee salary. So int and employee salary. Okay, okay, this dot, it will come automatically when you use this. Then employee salary. So we have created now getter and setter methods for the all of my instance variables. Okay, so now if you want to assign, how you can do, jack dot set employee ID 1001. Okay, then jack dot set employee name is and jack, then jack dot set ID name, then salary is 5000, 4500 something. Okay, so these are the your use of set methods. Now you want to get the values. How you can get the value? mm, jack dot get employee id jack dot. So we are not accessing anything directly. Name. So instance variables cannot be accessed directly. That's what we have written getter and setter methods. Then get employee salary. Okay. So when we execute this, you will get to know name, sorry, ID, name, salary. Then the city is displaying from this area. Okay. So these are the basics. What I will do is today I will give some of the classes. Okay. So what you have to do is you create these classes and create objects and create getter and setter methods and try to practice yourself, because we have Saturday and Sunday, right? So you practice thoroughly. I will give I cannot do it now. Before EOD I will be sending some exercises on these classes. I'll give you some class structures. Okay, so you practice how to create get and setter method for the each and every class, so that by practice it will come automatically. So practice that. So guys, do you have any doubt in this program?
Sure, I have doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
For example, there are two classes in this project:
Okay.
the employee and the what is the
Address.
address. Jack.
Yeah.
Okay. For a, I don't know. Can you scroll down, please? Okay. Again. Okay. Oh, for example, employee Jack. Jack,
Okay.
you go to new employee. Is there? It is happened in same class or different class?
Okay.
I
See.
have doubt on.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you. This is one class. Okay. This is one class. Public class employee. Up to here there is a one class. Inside the employee class only we have created the all the things. Up to here it is everything inside the employee. This is
Sure. In this case,
this is one class.
okay. In this case, what is the use of encapsulation?
So here there is no use of encapsulation.
Okay. Okay.
This is a main class. Okay, we won't work with main class actually. Okay, we are going to work with only different classes with the different areas. Okay,
Okay.
so
Sure.
for this example, so because you know we can create any number of classes and we are going to access those classes from this main method only. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so from this main method we are going to create object for the other classes. See, for that, that's what we can create the same address class. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll create one address class without main method. Okay, I will copy these things. Now you delete this because we already have one class. Okay, so still this will work. See here now the use of the encapsulation. This is a private instance. We have a public method. So now you cannot write main method over here, because yes, because what we are doing is from this main method. Okay, we are accessing this method. So as of now you don't confuse. Okay, you just practice with this. I will go with some different example. This is one of the relationship. Okay, this is one of the relationship. This is a users relationship that we will discuss some other example. So as of now you go with this one. we'll increase the complexity slowly. As of now, your doubt is cleared, right?
Yes, sure.